What if I told you that the greatest danger to your existence isn't death, but mental stagnation? Carl Jung once said, "Your vision becomes clear when you look into your heart. Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakens." But here's what he didn't tell you directly. The moment you stop learning, you begin dying psychologically. Stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal will change how you see your true potential forever. According to Carl Jung, every human possesses what he called the transcendent function, our ability to bridge the conscious and unconscious mind through continuous growth. But most people never activate this power. They settle, they stagnate, they become what Jung termed the living dead. Picture this scenario. Two people start identical lives. One decides they know enough and stops growing. The other embraces what Jung called individuation, the lifelong journey of becoming who they truly are. 5 years later, one is trapped in their own psychological prison, while the other has transcended their limitations entirely. Which person will you choose to become? Jung believed that the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. But here's the catch. You can't become who you're meant to be without constantly educating yourself. Your mind isn't just a storage device. It's a living, breathing organism that either grows or withers. And here's where most people get it catastrophically wrong. They think education ends with degrees and certificates. Carl Jung understood something profound. Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. Every experience, every failure, every uncomfortable conversation is a classroom for your consciousness. But wait, there's something even more dangerous than ignorance. It's the illusion of knowledge. Jung warned against what he called inflation, when we believe we know more than we actually do. The most dangerous person isn't the one who knows nothing. It's the one who thinks they know everything. Here's what the ultra-successful understand that others don't. Warren Buffett still reads 500 pages daily. Elon Musk taught himself rocket science through books and YouTube videos. They understand Jung's principle. I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become. And they choose to become students of life every single day. But here's the psychological trap most people fall into. According to Jung, we all have a shadow, the parts of ourselves we deny or ignore. Your shadow includes your undeveloped potential, your unlived life, your unexplored capabilities. When you stop learning, you're essentially feeding your shadow and starving your authentic self. Think about your current self versus your potential self. The gap between them is filled with knowledge you haven't acquired yet. Jung discovered that the meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. But transformation requires vulnerability. It requires admitting you don't know enough. It requires embracing what Jung called the beginner's mind. Here's what will shock you about failure. Carl Jung said, the most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely. This includes accepting your failures as teachers, not enemies. Every master you admire, Michael Jordan, Steve Jobs, Oprah, they all understood that failure isn't the opposite of success. It's the raw material of mastery. But here's the part that changes everything. Jung believed in what he called active imagination, the conscious engagement with your unconscious potential. When you learn something new, you're not just acquiring information. You're having a conversation with your future self. You're literally rewiring your brain to match your highest aspirations. And here's the secret sauce that multiplies your learning power. According to Jung, you are what you do, not what you say you'll do. But there's another layer. You become what you teach. The fastest way to master anything is to share it with others. Teaching forces you to confront the gaps in your understanding and transform knowledge into wisdom. And here's why most people never reach their potential. They invest thousands in looking successful, designer clothes, luxury items, status, symbols. But according to Jung's principle of individuation, external possessions can never substitute for internal development. Your wardrobe might impress people for a moment, but your wisdom will transform them forever. But here's the most important question you'll ever ask yourself. Are you growing into your authentic self, or are you becoming a more polished version of who you've always been? Jung warned that the greatest tragedy of man is that he can live his whole life without ever becoming himself. The world is changing at lightning speed, and here's what that means for you. Technology, industries, and entire ways of thinking become obsolete overnight. According to Jung's understanding of psychological types, those who adapt their thinking patterns survive and thrive. Those who cling to outdated mental models become extinct. Here's your wake-up call. Every second you spend consuming mindless content instead of expanding your mind, you're choosing mediocrity over mastery. You're choosing comfort over growth. You're choosing to remain who you are instead of becoming who you could be. And here's the ultimate truth Jung discovered. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. Your future isn't determined by circumstances. It's determined by your commitment to continuous learning and growth. So here's your choice. Will you be the person who stops growing and watches life pass by? Or will you embrace Jung's path of individuation, constantly evolving, learning, and becoming more than you were yesterday? Because here's what I know for certain. Knowledge isn't just power, it's freedom. Freedom from limitations, freedom from mediocrity, freedom from the prison of who you used to be. The world doesn't wait for anyone. Your dreams don't wait for you to feel ready. Your potential doesn't wait for perfect conditions. Start today. Learn something new. Teach someone else. Become who you were meant to be. Because the greatest investment you'll ever make isn't in stocks, real estate, or cryptocurrency. It's in the most powerful asset you'll ever own, your mind. Thank you so much for staying with me through this exploration. If you found value in today's discussion, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and share this video with someone who might benefit from it. Remember, we have two choices in life: remain unconscious and let circumstances control our destiny, or consciously evolve through continuous learning and growth. The moment you stop educating yourself, you stop becoming who you're meant to be. Your shadow grows stronger while your authentic self weakens. Every day you choose comfort over growth, you're choosing to live an unlived life. The world rewards those who adapt, learn, and transform. Your potential isn't fixed. It's waiting to be unlocked through knowledge, experience, and the courage to keep growing. Don't let your greatest enemy be the person you refuse to become.